descriptive research paper. For this, data is gathered using secondary data is collected from the secondary source such as literature review. Data is collected from HDFC report, ICIC ECG report, as well as the various published and published books, magazines, newspaper, and articles. Now I would like to hand over further to Ms. Anshu Jain. For the purpose of data analysis, we have detailed analyzed the green banking practices of HDFC and ICICI Bank. So as per the green banking initiatives, the HDFC Bank has undertaken various measures, like the bank will work to reduce greenhouse gas emission, use energy efficient facility management. Bank will encourage staff to participate in water saving activities. For retail clients, HDFC has introduced a green and sustainable deposit schemes. Depositors will receive 6.55% of interest for the period of 3 to 10 years under this program. So from the following table shows the HDFC Bank financial year 2022 targets, like it is planning to reduce total energy consumption by 3 minutes, reduce energy intensity by 5%, reduction in amount of emission from personal vehicles fuels usage by 10%. Similarly, ICICI Bank has also taken certain initiatives, like the bank has implemented water management methods such as recycling and use, as well as rainwater collection. Bank encouraged the development of capacity in sustainable sectors such as renewable energy, waste management, and energy efficiency. The following table shows that the ICICI Bank has installed the solar electrification in 7 villages. It has granted 7 million rupees for the tree plantation, and it has reduced the paper consumption by 33% as compared to the previous year. Findings of the study are green banking is an emerging concept that helps in reducing the paperwork and hassle caused by traditional banking method. It helps in reducing carbon footprint by promoting digitalization through online banking, mobile banking, net banking, and ATMs. HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank are top private sector banks in India that has taken various initiatives toward green banking. Moreover, HDFC as a top private sector bank has taken steps for energy and emission management, water management, and waste management. Similarly, ESG policy of ICICI Bank promotes sustainability by financing renewable energy, waste management, energy efficiency projects. So here are some recommendations by the author for green banking. Awareness regarding green banking can be spread through bank's website. Green banking can be promoted by providing exciting offers like on using electronic banking products, less handling charges on green cards. Since internet has a major role in enhancing the use of green services, therefore internet should be made available to each and every part of the country.
Ma'am, time's up.
Ma'am, can I conclude?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Okay. So, for the conclusion, we can say that generally it is considered that banking sector do not contribute directly to the environment, pollution, or degradation. However, bank contribute indirectly to environment degradation by financing those companies and projects that may have a future negative impact on the environment. So it is seen that green banking through online banking help to reduce both external and internal carbon emission. Everything in green banking is done online. Therefore, it not only helps in reducing the usage of paper, but is also helping conserving the environment by reducing the chopping down of trees for paper manufacturing. That's all from my side. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to ask the session chairs if they have any questions.
I'll ask a very difficult question. A difficult question in this case is to think about, you're talking about green banks, that what banks can do to reduce their environmental footprint, which is a big goal. But also, is there, are you going to explore at some point where you stand on a very politically charged issue, whether banks should finance energy companies or not, right? This is becoming a big issue.
Yes.
Many countries are even putting up regulations and things like that. There's a trade-off here, right? I mean, it's not a clean answer because obviously you want energy products, even if you do not enjoy their fuel.
Yes, sir. So as I have said, that bank directly do not contribute in environment degradation, as like banking activities do not create that much pollution that other industries are creating in our country. But banking sectors may finance those projects that may contribute directly to environment degradation. For example, bank may finance those projects that use more like non-renewable sources, or that can finance you. Bank can finance those projects that can use more coals or those things that create pollution in the environment. So I'm saying that green banking is a movement that promote those industries or those companies that will invest in those projects that will create wealth for the nation and reduce pollution and greenhouse gas emission.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now I would like to call upon our next presenter, Mr. K. Chakravarti. Mr. Chakravarti?
I don't see them here. Swaruliti ma'am is there. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Yeah. Hello, Seema. Hi, Priyanshi. And good morning to all the members who are chairing the session. So I will be presenting the paper. I just share my screen, okay? Just wait.
So looking forward to seeing Mr. Chakravarti.
I just, okay. Just let me come to this. Excuse me. Yeah. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, I will come.
Ma'am,
to
are
this.
you co-authoring the paper?
Yeah, I am co-authoring. the-
Okay.
Ma'am, can you switch on to slideshow? Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you.
So the time limit is 7 minutes.
And 7 for the presentation and
Okay.
5
Okay.
minutes. Yeah, another 2 for the Q&A.
Okay. So as the topic goes, it is challenges in customer experiences and retention, and it is a study, a case study on GeoMart, a brief case study on GeoMart, which is based on the primary research by interviewing and by some questionnaires to the people there. So here we go. To the very basic introduction of the Indian market, that how the e-commerce is developing in the Indian market. Then it will be followed by what are the psychology of the customers in the e-commerce and the stages of the customer development in this specific type of e-commerce market, and the challenges of retaining them, and the different SEO strategies which are being followed by different companies, which will be followed by the case study of GeoMart B2B business, how they are performing the different, or how they are strategizing in terms of customer acquisition and customer retention. So this is the very basic introduction. So what we can see that in Indian context, we can say that Indian e-commerce has transformed, and it has opened various segments in not only B2B, but D2C and C2C also. And B2B has experienced an immense growth in the very recent times. And because of the smartphone penetration, and after China and US, India has the largest online shopper base of 150 million in financial year 21, and by 26 it will be taking up 350 million. So that is the biggest challenge which the companies are facing is customer retention. Customer acquisition may be still easy, but customer retention has been found to be the biggest challenge for the e-commerce companies. Then we come to So we can say that so only the companies which is highly equipped in technology and resources with ever changing demand are able to survive and lead the market. So the companies in e-commerce, they are following these all principles for retaining the customers. The very first principle is like the scarcity principle. So we can see that all those being offers which are being shown to the people, like yes, the product is just for, or it is on sale for just this time period, or the product is very less in offering and it is a very quality product. So those are the scarcity principle which the companies are following. Then reciprocity principle, which says that developing some positive perception about the brand is very important when they are willing to give their details and email ID. So the onboarding of the customer, specifically if we talk about the B2B segment, it has been found that the customer should develop the positive image about the brand, then they automatically give something like their onboarding details and all that. Then there is a we can say the center stage principle, like in Amazon and all these companies, we have found that the product which has been highlighted in the center stage, they are to be paid higher. They pay higher for being projected there at the central position. And then the zero price effect, obviously any kind of offers we are talking about, or any kind of free benefits or cards, or all those which are associated with the positive purchase decision. So that is how the psychology of the customers in e-commerce business. Now in any e-commerce business, this is the different life cycle stages which the customer goes through, and any company can perceive that. So that is the very first one, is the awareness stage, when the customer is coming across.
Last 2 minutes.
Okay, we have already reached to that time limit. Okay, so I will just talk in context of the company, that is the case study of GeoMart, and then I will come to those customer life cycle related to the company itself. So when we talk about GeoMart, we can see that is just making its inroads into the B2B market, and it is having many strategies which it has started with. So assortment which we can find in this pyramid, it is a mix of the products available with the company to offer to its customer, and assortment planning is based on customer demand, regional availability, seasonality, opportunity in that geography or territory. And so one needs to find what can be the best assortment mix in a region available to the customer. Like if we talk about Rajma, which is quite popular in northern part, and MDH masala, which is quite popular in the northern part, but in western part, maybe the Everest, which is found to be quite popular. So they have to do the complete detailing of the product, and pricing is benchmarked looking into the competitiveness. So the wholesale outlet should know the single key unit which is required by each customer, like 5-star hotel demand 500-gram pack for MDH and not 100 gram. So now when we are talking about the VAS, that is a value added services which they are providing. So it is like credit and payment solution, and the seamless payment, and the user friendly technique, and the solutions like suggesting them cost effective assortment and delivery service whenever it is required, like even if it is in the morning early hours. Now we come to the customer lifecycle management in GeoMart.
Ma'am, time's up.
Yeah, so just a little bit. Okay.
Okay,
So customer is a baby to the company, as we can see at the very initial new customer acquisition. Complete hand holding is required, and both try to understand each other. And in the onboarding stage, customer has registered, and tutorial for guiding customer is provided to the customer. And we can say that after that, then they reach to the conversion stage and can be offered other baskets, like in Shubh Aram, they go to give special offer to them. And in customer development stage, we can say that the customer and the company are married to each other and they feel comfortable with each other. And there are different loyalty programs are again offered in the Rishta program. Then customer revitalization, where they identify the root cause of the, like, customer stabilization is a step when the customer has started buying all the products from them. And customer revitalization is a stage when they identify the root cause of the drop of the purchase. And that happens with every e-commerce business. Similarly, customer reactivation, where they put the efforts, the company is putting effort to reactivate the customer. Now we come to the conclusion. So proactive companies can benefit from their unique acquisition and retention strategies, and customers are the king with a large number of options and choices with them. And only the company which provide unique value-added service and solution to the customers can survive and be successful. Competition thus leads to more refinement in procedure strategies, which further lead to technological development and services, thereby improving the economy of the country. That's it. Thank you so much. Yes, any questions?
How much should companies spend in retaining consumers in an environment where competition is so tough that loyalty is not really important?
You see, it is not just a matter of spending that matters. It is also the matter that what are the steps they are taking up to continuously coordinate with them and giving other services where they can retain. Like there are many programs where they are like doing the mentoring services where they can suggest them that, yes, if you are buying this commodity from us, you can also buy another commodity which is of lesser cost, but it is somewhat giving the similar kind of benefits to you. So what we are doing, that we are developing the trust and a type of reliability for the customer, where they know that it is not just a matter of the companies towards making the profit, but they are also giving us some particular options where we can be benefited, even if they are not making that profit. So it is not just a matter of we have to invest money or a company has to invest money, but they can do this by many other strategies, and they are developing many other, like if we talk about GeoMart also, they are in a way to excel in the program where they want to develop the awareness about how they can maintain that, because they're into HoReCa segment, like hotels and catering and everything. So how they can maintain proper hygiene, what are the different techniques they can utilize. So accordingly, they can also increase or broaden the in basket which they can be sold in the process. So they are benefiting both ways. So benefiting the customers, at the same time, they are benefiting themselves, synergical impact.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Moving on to our next presenter, Ms. Priyanka Singh. Ms. Priyanka Singh.
Miss Priyanka is there.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Now you are audible.
Okay, I'll just share my screen. Ma'am, whether the PPT is visible?
It's starting.
Okay, just a minute.
Ma'am, can you try sharing it again?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
It's
It's
visible,
visible.
ma'am. It's visible now.
Visible? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll just start with the slideshow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is visible now, right?
Ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So a very good morning to all the panelists and all the other members who are present here. The title of my study is A Study on Factors Influencing Reuse Intentions for M-Wallets. So in the beginning, just a second. Okay. So in the beginning, Dr. Chakrabarti rightly pointed out that the adoption of technology has been pacing in the developing nations like India, right? But what about the reuse or the revisit intentions of towards those technology? So that is the aspect that we have tried to look at in with our study here. These are the table of contents. Let's begin with the introduction. So as we all know that a mobile wallet, it is a key instrument of the fintech, which helps in the financial inclusion within our country. So that is what we have kept in mind here. So as we all know that during the pandemic period, the usage of mobile wallets, be it Paytm, GPay, or Bhim, PhonePe, all these kind of digital wallets and their usage was at par. But after that period is over, right now we can see that there has been a decline in the usage of the digital wallets. So what are the reasons for those, or what are the reasons that enhance the reuse intentions towards the M wallets? That is what we will try to look at in this study. So a literature review was done, and these are few notable studies that I've included here. So I'll move on with the research gap. So after doing the literature review, these were the gaps that were identified. The first one was the relationship between the factors influencing reuse intentions towards M wallets needs to be focused. Also, the trust plays a significant role in customers' revisit intentions as per the literature review, but more stress has been laid down on its direct impact, and therefore it was thought that the indirect impact of trust which it may impose on the reuse intentions should also be studied, and therefore these were the gaps that we sought to fill, and we have used Paytm as the base of our study. The research objectives which were laid down on the basis of the gaps were to identify the relationship between perceived ease of use, trust, e-satisfaction, and reuse intentions of the Paytm app. Second one, to identify the relationship between perceived usefulness, trust, e-satisfaction, and reuse intentions of the Paytm app. The third one being to identify the role of trust as a mediator in the relationship between PEOU and reuse intentions. Now, on the basis of the first two objectives, 10 hypotheses were laid down, and on the basis of the third and final objective, final hypothesis was laid down, which I'll just show you. These are the hypotheses showing these are basically laid down to judge the relationship between the factors. And final one, 11th one, is that the trust mediates the relationship between PEOU and the reuse intentions. So coming to the conceptual model, this was the conceptual model of our study. Okay. Uh, as far as the research methodology is concerned, this study has used a cross-sectional descriptive research design, and a survey questionnaire was used to collect the data. The respondents who were already used Paytm at least once to make the payments were asked to fill in the questionnaire, and the data was collected through online mode only. And the sampling technique that has been used is judgmental sampling. The sample size of the study was 244, and the data was considered to be as accurate. The sample size was considered to be as accurate as per the previous threshold values. These were the results. So we, first of all, we conducted the Cronbach's alpha. We needed to know the threshold value was 0.7, and you can see here that 4 items were comprising PEOU, and the factor loadings were also above the threshold of 0.6. PEU comprised of 5 items. Threshold value of the factor loadings was also satisfactory, as well as for the Cronbach alpha. The factor trust was indicated by 4 items. E-satisfaction was indicated by 3 items, and reuse intentions was also indicated by 3 items. And all the values were above the threshold values, and therefore we accepted it for further analysis. Then we conducted confirmatory factor analysis, in where we basically established convergent and discriminant validity. So first of all, composite reliability, or CR, was calculated. The threshold was 0.7, and here you can see that it is greater than 0.7 for all the items, and hence it was accepted. AVE, which measures that how well a construct is measured by all its items. So that is what we judge here, and it should be above 0.5. And here you can see that the threshold value was met. For the discriminant validity, the diagonals, sorry, the bold has not been here. The diagonals are representing the discriminant validity. So this value 0.83, 0.484,
Last 2 minutes.
okay. So discriminant validity was there. Structural model assessment was done using the goodness of fit measures, and these were the values, and they fit well. So hypothesis testing was done on the basis of the path analysis, and H3, which is POU on ESAT, the influence was not supported, and the influence of perceived usefulness on reuse was not supported. And mediation analysis showed that trust successfully partially mediates the relationship between POU and reuse intentions. And these are the final findings based upon the analysis that POU and basically, I'm coming to the conclusion because the time is short. The results of the study showed that POU trust e-satisfaction significantly influence the reuse intentions of the Paytm man, and the study also focused on the interrelationships of the factors. However, the relationship between PU and reuse intentions was not significant. That was one point, and the other one was that POU and e-satisfaction was not significant in our study. So one reason for non-significant relationship between PU and reuse intentions could be that during the pandemic period, see, the people mostly felt that it was imperative to use the digital wallet apps because they were kindly dependent upon them. But after the pandemic is over, the people are more resorting to the traditional methods, or they are more inclined towards the traditional cash payments. So that is why PU is not showing a significant impact with the reuse intentions. And as far as POU and e-satisfaction are concerned, the significant influence is not there, which is also shown by previous studies, because e-satisfaction is basically a function of experience, but ease of use. So basically, it shows that POU is not determining e-satisfaction. It is not an antecedent of e-satisfaction. And that is all from my side. And thank you for your patience. I would like to invite the questions from the panel members.
Please, Seema, maybe you would like to start.
So I think it's been rightly pointed out that the Indian market was, when it was pandemic, it was, no option at all. So mandatorily people had to use the, online apps. But when I'm seeing otherwise also, Priyanka ma'am, I
Yes,
just
ma'am.
wanted to understand, was there any inference drawn on specifically using wallets? Because whenever we have to make the payment from the wallet specifically, then linking of the account becomes mandatory. So did you have any, inference or any take on that?
Ma'am, yes, that is right. Actually, that could, open avenue for the future research as well. That the privacy or the security factor, how it can enhance the, reuse or the continuance intention or the satisfaction that a customer receives. So that could be one avenue that for that could be the further research can be based upon. But the basic idea behind it was that see, a digital wallet right now, currently, if we see the state, the number of users have increased immensely, right? So, but what are the reasons that they are not, the customer base is not the same as it used to be earlier. So the traffic that these wallets that is being generated is not the same as it used to be during the pandemic period. So what could be the reasons behind it? So that was the basic idea behind this.
Yes, ma'am. Over to you, sir.
No, I'm satisfied. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to call again Mr. Pulkit Gaur. Mr. Pulkit Gaur. Ms. Babita Yadav.
I think we can mark them absent. Priyanka ma'am, please stop
So-
sharing the screen.
Mr. Pulkit Gaur and Ms. Babita Yadav will be marked absent. Now we will move on to the absentia papers. As the authors are not available, I request our judges to not evaluate the papers. Since our next presenter, Ms. Megha Jain, is not available at the moment, her paper cannot be evaluated, but it will be presented by Ms. Avantika Giri. In the meantime, I would like to request the judges to fill the evaluation sheet.
Sure, ma'am.
Ms. Avantika Giri. Not here. The paper of Ms. Sukhjinder Singh Tagore will be presented by Ms. Mansi Gupta.
Ma'am, I am here. I'll just present my screen.
Okay, okay, Mansi.
The presenter.
Judges, kindly
yeah, we're doing
complete
that, ma'am.
the evaluation sheet.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
So I think the
Ma'am,
presenter.
is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. Please.
Ma'am, just give me 2 seconds. I'll just present. I'll just start.
Seema ma'am, you're saying something?
Yeah, I was saying that the presenters are, I think, are students of BBA.
Yes, the
Ma'am, may I
presenters
start?
are the students of our college, BBA department. And Mansi
Ma'am,
is
may I
going to
start?
present. Yes, Mansi, start.
Today, I'm Mansi Gupta from BBA, from DME Metropolitan Education from Management School. Section B is going to present is going to give this presentation on behalf of absentia. Sukhjinder S. Tagore, Dr. Sandeep Randhawa, and on topic relevance and influence of TQM on bank performance in modern times. Next, we'll move on to the table of contents. First is introduction, objectives of studies, research methodology, research discussions, and conclusion. Organization study involves all the employees working at all levels of management. The management of quality has become top priority of every business operating in a culture or a nation. TQM is a never-ending process which continuously explores not only the scope for improvements in providing customer service, but also designing effective quality and programs and initiatives. IT and TQM are closely related to each other as IT helps in improving the quality aspect. The past studies suggest that TQM helps in improving the competitive position of a business, and an effective implementation of IT in the organization may strengthen the relationship. According to the report of banks are also entering a standard term as bank and highly customer-centric. Bank 4.0 has emerged as a result of emergence of new and mature technologies like artificial intelligence, voice recognition, virtual reality systems, etc. The rate at which the banks are changing technology is very high. Banks are becoming more mature and developing innovative products and services at reasonable prices. The digitalization is driven by customer experience, push of technology, and economic benefits. The customers expect consistent service quality with seamless experience. Next, we'll move on to the objectives. TQM has a positive impact on business performance of banks. Second, IT has positive impact on business performance of banks. Next, we'll move to the research methodology. The present-day study is based on primary as well as secondary data. The primary data is comprised of survey which was conducted among 210 employees of private banks working in various branches at various positions. The research instrument was a questionnaire which was distributed online among the target population, and the responses of 150 respondents were found valid and complete. The questionnaire comprised of statements which were rated on 5-point Likert scale. The data collected from the sample was tested for reliability, in which Cronbach's alpha was found to 0.783. The secondary data comprised of existing literature, research papers, and articles published in the various journals on the internet. Next is the data analysis. The first table shows service level and mass distribution of respondents, and the table 2 shows coefficient showing the impact of BPM and BP. Next, we'll move on to the conclusion. Here we can conclude that TQM affects the business performance directly as well as indirectly. The impact of TQM on business performance through BPM, which is Business Process MGT, was measured more significant as compared to its direct impact on business performance. The study provides the evidence that IT plays a vital role in improving the bank performance. The most use of IT in sharing information makes the information flow stronger and positively affects the business performance. IT planning is affected by the customer service and the product issues. The effect of IT planning and infrastructure can be effective if it reaches out to the last customer of the organization, so that he or she can use the information.
Last 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am. Information systems as well. The banks can improve the performance through BPM. The banks can strengthen their position if they improve BPM by re-engineering or digitization of the processes. The banks need to review their business performance at regular intervals and take necessary steps to improve with the help of continuous improvement. It can be concluded that TQM and IT jointly positively and significantly affect the business performance, and IT cannot affect the business performance directly or in isolation. On the other side, TQM is also effective in boosting the performance of its routes through BPM. IT, which helps to maintain the database of customers, improves the information quality, which is vital for TQM. Next and last side is recommendation. Digitization has given the banks an opportunity to cater to the needs of their customers and delight them by encouraging and accelerating the existing business processes, creating new processes that makes the customer experience better and mesmerizing. The banks must review their business performance at regular intervals and take necessary steps to improve it through
Time's up.
continuous. Okay, ma'am, that's all. Thank you.
Mr. Amit Singh's paper will be presented by Ms. Prakriti Sinha. Prakriti?
Yes, ma'am.
Prakriti, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. How is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Today, I, Prakriti Sinha, a second-year student of BBA from Delhi Metropolitan Education, would like to present this presentation on the topic application-based technology, the scope and future prospects. So these are all the things that we are going to talk about. To begin with, what do we understand by application-based technology? So basically, this is a type of technology, or we can say a set of softwares that we can access through our daily life electronic devices, such as our mobile phones, tablets, or laptops, or any other such devices. So the basic purpose of this technology is to make the processes, the operations much more convenient and easier for not just the consumers, but for all the authorities present out there in the market. In the last few years, the finance industry, the banking industry, both of them have seen a very drastic transformation on the technological grounds. For example, now we can just open up a bank account using online applications, using online softwares through internet, and we don't have to worry about the hassle of going to the banks, submitting our documents. We can do an online KYC, we can do an online documentation, we can make the payments online, and there we'll have our bank account. So really, technology has made it as simple as that. Objectives of the study, so it was to understand the relevance of application-based technology, to know about the types of technologies currently in the use, and to also know about their functioning and advantages. Research methodologies, where we have a conceptual study, exploratory in nature, and secondary data sources were used. Now, the first application that we are going to talk about is peer-to-peer money transfer apps. So money transfer apps these days, they are becoming more and more popular as compared to the traditional banking methods. Reason being, they are much more convenient, faster, and easier for the consumers. Today, all we have to worry about is our mobile phones if we have to make a money transfer, because using internet within a few minutes, just with a few taps on the mobile screen, we can make a money transfer from the smallest to the largest of amounts. So these apps really came into the picture during the time of demonetization in India in 2016. During those times, one of our main motives was to make India go cashless. So that's when these apps gained their most popularity. We didn't have to worry about taking cash with us. We didn't have to worry about making rounds to the banks back and forth. All we had to worry about was our mobile phones. So Paytm, PhonePe, Google Pay, these are some of the great examples of these applications. Next, we have digital banking apps. So as discussed earlier, banking industry has seen a very drastic transformation on technological grounds. We can open up our online bank accounts through internet. And not just that, these applications also provide us with other facilities like money transfers, bill payments, credit cards, mutual funds, and all of the other facilities just on a single platform. So this does not really help with making the whole process convenient for both the parties involved in the process, but it also keeps the customers satisfied. Next, we have investment and trading apps. So as the times are evolving, as the market is becoming more and more competitive, there is a possibility that a number of people these days, they are engaged in multiple areas, in multiple works. They are not just engaged in one particular job, they have multiple jobs to do. So in these case scenarios, the reason for this could be A, because that's what the market demands. B, they want to increase their personal finances. So a great way of increasing their personal finances would be investment and trading. But a person who has a regular office job might not have enough time to invest, to study the whole market, to reach out and know about the minor changes happening in the market, and then make the decision about investment. So for these type of problems, we have investment and trading applications. These apps helps us to these apps will automatically update us about the changes that are taking place in the market so that we can evaluate ourselves, we can decide for ourselves if it is necessary, if it is appropriate for us to invest in a particular stock market or not. That is, if we have the proper knowledge of stock market. And these apps are not just restricted to stock market, they also provide facilities like trading into government securities, investing into mutual funds, and other such investment options. Next, we have insurance apps. So these apps helps us with the purchasing new insurance policies, the renewal of existing policies, they helps us with the insurance claim management, and they also helps us with payment of the insurances by various payment methods. So they work in two models, as we can see here. The first model is the application that is provided by a particular insurance company. On these applications, you will only find policies and managements and every other procedure regarding that company. You will not find any other policies of any other company. For example, we have HDFC Life, we have ICICI Lombard, and many other applications are available for this. The second model is an aggregate application where you will find a number of insurance policies from a number of financial institutions where you can compare for yourself and see for yourself if which one suits you the better and invest your money accordingly. The next one, we have personal finance. So these apps are like your own digital financial advisor. They will track your investments in various categories like fixed deposits, stock market, real estate, crypto, and many other areas. They will also help you to create your own financial goals and guide you towards towards achieving those goals. They will they will automatically take up your personal data and your financial data. Yes,
time's up.
Okay, ma'am. So can I just conclude with that?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so to conclude the presentation, I would like to say that nowadays we are living in a very dynamic environment, an environment which is rapidly moving towards digitalization and a better technology. So in order to survive in this market, the financial industry, the banking industry, and all of the industries for that matter, they need to leave behind their traditional ways and they need to reinvent themselves, because at the end of the day, the consumers these days would prefer, at any given point of time, they would prefer technology, a better software, and a convenient way of getting their work done, and over any other physical or inconvenient traditional method. So companies these days, they need to have an open mind. They need to evolve with time, and they need to think ahead of time in order to grab that first mover advantage and so keep their business in the market and retain their position. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Prakriti. The last presentation of Mr. Saurabh Juneja will be presented by Muskan Sharma. Muskan Sharma?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
So good morning to all present here. The topic for the presentation is adoption of fintech by the Indian consumer and industries. Literature review. So the table of content for the presentation is introduction, objective, research methodologies, recommendation, conclusion, and references. So ever since the evolution of fintech, it has been growing tremendously due to the emergence of technological advancement, globalization, and internet revolution. A paradigm shift can be seen in various sectors as innovation is amalgamated due to the presence of information technology and rapid transformation of traditional business model. According to some of the researchers' studies, it can be said that fintech can widely support in addressing the critical problem of the actual world in near future. However, there are multiple benefits and complexities across came across while the adoption of fintech. The evolution of fintech can support the fifth industrial revolution, since the core objective of the fifth industrial revolution is amalgamation of technology with humans. Hence, there can be a huge scope for the customization of goods and services as per the consumer's prerequisites. So the objectives are to review the researchers that relate consumers to the adoption of various fintech services and to understand the ways that firms use fintech and real-time application. So in India, fintech industry is thriving and contributing a major role in global economy. Not only big market players are adopting fintech, rather it is providing a dynamic ecosystem for the growth of startup and new participants as well. Fintech companies, for instance, Paytm, PhonePe, MobiKwik, PolicyBazaar, Shopify, and Incred are embracing fintech with the vision of providing assurance of security for digitalization of services as well as delivering a large and range of effective financial services such as mobile wallet, foreign exchange, digital currency, artificial intelligence, and robotics. The customers can avail profit greatly from connectivity as well as user experience or comfort, since the fintech sector is currently starting to revolutionize how financial services are supplied. Moreover, fintech revolution is changing the world and has impacted the manner in which individual ponder cash and worth trade in a constant digitalization of money that is springing up all over, compelling the hesitant customers to develop a habit for digital transaction, allowing the clients to pay for the goods and services digitally rather than in cash in the first step. Also, regulatory bodies have started thinking over it whether this amalgamation of finance and technology is a sign of growth or it is just prejudiced. The research methodologies. In this study, the researcher highlighted the benefits of fintech and further outlined the numerous ways that the firm can use and real-time application. The study reviewed the researchers that relate use of adoption of various fintech services. To support the ease of use of technology, the technology adoption theory, TAT, is described. The recommendation of the presentation are the future research direction includes study of factors that could have an effect in fintech acceptance, especially in the banking sector. Since several banks have already adopted fintech and some are keen to adopt it in the near future. Thus, this gap area can worked upon as there are many studies that use acceptance theory and other related theories to link all of those factors that can play a significant role in the adoption of fintech. So the conclusion of the presentation is, in the recent publication, it is highlighted that fintech-based companies have an aggregate worldwide market worth of $5 trillion, and in the coming 5 years, the 23% growth rate is expected in the fintech industry. The services of fintech has certainly revolutionized how businesses and consumers conduct everyday transactions. India is increasingly becoming an attractive market. Some has already accepted and adopted fintech, and some are keen to adopt it in the near future. So the research has been taken from Navandi S20 in the year of 2019 and KPMG of 2022 and Hendros PO 2018 and Harvard Business Review. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Muskan.
Excuse me,
Now
ma'am.
I would like, yes, Avantika, are you going to present?
Yes, ma'am. My mic wasn't working earlier, so I'm
Okay,
ready
okay.
now.
Present now, present.
Okay.
This is the last presentation of the day.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, I am Antika Giri from DME. BBA Section B will be presenting on behalf of on behalf of Megha Jain on the topic customer engagement taking the new shape for fintechs and metaverse. So these are the contents of the presentation, which includes the introduction, objectives, research methodology, findings and implications, conclusion. Introduction. Tech advancements such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, and IoT are said to bring a revolutionary turn in how we currently lead our lives. These technologies would power a new universe that would exist beyond the realms of reality, the metaverse. Metaverse is a futuristic concept that combines virtual reality and augmented reality, enabling us to perform almost every task or activity we do in our real lives. However, why is this space so relevant for fintech? The answer lies in the vision itself. To enable the people to transact with each other, invest, own real estate, etc., on this virtual planet, there needs a solid digital financial ecosystem. Alternatively, fintech and banking companies can capitalize on this VR technology to augment customer engagement by providing an immersive experience of the existing financial services and in calculating financial literacy. Until now, as many as 5+ global banking giants have either created their metaverse platform or bought a piece of land in the building metaverse, such as the Sandbox, Decentraland, etc. So the objectives are to study the literature on customer engagement in metaverse and to encapsulate its various new senses, to identify the opportunities for enhancing customer engagement in metaverse, to discuss the outcomes and challenges for companies using the metaverse. Research methodology. The study is descriptive in nature. It entails a detailed review of secondary resources, journal articles, companies, and news reports and other published material. Findings and recommendations. Opportunities for enhancing customer engagement. Metaverse offers novel opportunities for brands to connect with the customers as it is free from financial limitations. The visual analytics offer pivotal information on various consumer aspects, such as tailor-made recommendations for music, videos, shopping, and investment plans. The complex algorithms helps in customer profiling and determine customer engagement, their sentiments, and predict the behavior. The entire customer lifecycle can be tracked using the virtual navigation tools. Concepts like virtual shopping malls, live video shopping, owning virtual assets tend to improve immersive shopping experiences. Brands can also improve their visibility and performance with better customer engagement tools in this virtual space. For fintechs in particular, it accentuates the interplay with technology and financial statements. Since customers usually trust their banks more than the government, banking and financial institutions must leverage its use. They can tap the interest of the customers by communicating with them on real-time basis using AR and VR technologies and increasing their virtual presence. Even in the field of advertising, customer engagement can be enhanced using digital billboards and celebrity avatars. Processing the transactions on metaverse payment platforms in a secure way and addressing the issues to fasten transactions and secure the privacy of the customers is yet another area to capitalize on and enhance engagement. Challenges for businesses. Challenges are opportunities in disguise, and the same is true for the metaverse also. Though there is an unbounded potential to transform the customer experience using metaverse, cybersecurity and privacy concerns remains a challenge. Further, only a seizable audience that is tech savvy and innovative will be the target segment for the companies. They must ensure ease of use and provide value to the customers to be a part of such an immersive experience. User-friendly interface, uniformity in applications, and easy movement of users between the metaverse and the real world are some of the key areas that need attention. So these are the challenges. Platform credibly and building value for users to privacy and identification. Currently, there are multiple metaverse platforms being developed by companies. With the absence of any medium to integrate the platforms, metaverse may not provide the value extended by users and firms. Further, with digital avatars of people operating in metaverse, answers to the questions of how privacy could be maintained, how the one would be identified, and how the financial information
Avantika,
needs.
time's up.
Okay, ma'am. Those are conclusion. Nevertheless, the metaverse uses a multitude of opportunities for innovation, entertainment, and social interaction for consumers and business alike. It seeks to create the lives we always dreamed of, travel to the places we always fantasize about, and purchase the goods could never afford before. It is on us to stay informed and think through the privacy and security issues that the metaverse presents. As we should very well know, after navigating the last decades or so with social networks, where there is an upside, there is usually a downside. The metaverse has much to offer, and we all need to hold tight as we embark upon the roller coaster ride.
Thank you, Avantika.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful presentations. I hope you all must be waiting for the best paper to be announced. Thank you for your patience. All the presentations were amazing. We had an opportunity to learn a lot from each presentation. We will be announcing 2 Best Paper Awards. No one can be happier in announcing this. The first Best Paper Award goes to Mr. Prateek Jain for paper titled Adoption of Cashless Transactions in Rural and Urban Areas. The second Best Paper Award goes to Ms. Priyanka Singh for paper titled A Study on Factors Influencing Reuse Intentions for M-Wallets. Congratulations to both the teams. I would like to thank Dr. Indraneel Chakrabarti and Dr. Seema Ma'am to give us their valuable time. We are honored to have you with us. Thank you for your time and efforts.
I just want to interrupt, sorry. Can we have a picture of the best paper presenters? I request all of them to switch on their videos. With your permission, Dr. Indraneel, I'm pinning all of them. Congratulations to Priyanka ma'am.
Thank you
also.
so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot, sir. And kudos to all the DME team because the efforts were great. And thanks for giving us the opportunity to present our papers in your esteemed conference today. Thanks for the opportunity and thanks a lot, ma'am, for your support and guidance.
Thank you for doing research.
Yes, thank you so much. It has been like an honor to present the paper and really got to learn a lot of things from you. Thank you.
Nice. I enjoyed the other presentations as well. So,
yeah, definitely. So we would at the end want to felicitate Dr. Indraneel.
Oh, thank you. That looks nice. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Appreciation and gratitude. You've been very patient in taking out this time and being there all through. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Just need some coffee, that's it.
Yeah, I would welcome you to our college someday and definitely will treat you.
I look forward to that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to all the presenters. Thank you very much.
Yep. Bye-bye. Congrats again. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.